Good morning children, welcome back to online class, history class. Today I have the plan to teach that unit 7, okay, anti-colonial movements and the birth of nationalism. Okay, anti-colonial in the sense against the British. Okay, so many movements were there. Okay, so and the birth of nationalism. Okay, birth of nationalism in the sense Indian National Congress formation, everything we are going to learn from this lesson. Okay, children. Yes. So first of all, we are going to check about learning objectives. Yes, what are the learning objectives are there? You can take page number 75 in your book. You can check it, your book, children. Okay, what are the learning objectives are given? Yes, what are the learning objectives are given in the sense? The first one, today we are going to learn about only the tribal as well as the peasants revolt against the British. Okay, tribal peoples revolt as well as peasants revolt. Peasants in the sense farmers. Okay, against the British rule. Second one in the sense in the following days, I am going to teach about that great rebellion of 1857. Okay, great in the lower classes itself you might have learned. So that also we are going to learn from this lesson. Okay, the third one, Indian National Congress formation. Okay, 1885 is, it was Indian National Congress was started by Alan Octavian Hume. Yes, those things and all we are going to learn from this lesson. Yes, the fourth one, partition of Bengal. Yes, the Lord Curzon made the partition of Bengal. Okay, he divided the Bengal into two parts, West Bengal and East Bengal. Such a things and all we are going to learn from this lesson. And moreover, Sudesi movement in Bengal is a Sudesi movement in the year 1905. Okay, so then last one, Home Rule movement. Okay, Home Rule movement, it was started by Mrs. Annie Besant. Okay, Annie Besant at Adayar in Chennai, like that we are going to learn from this lesson. So these are the things and all we are going to learn from this lesson. First of all, peasants revolt, otherwise the tribal peoples revolts against the British. Second thing, Great Rebellion of 1857. Great Rebellion of 1857. Third thing, Indian National Congress formation as well as that, partition of Bengal, Sudesi movement in Bengal, as well as the Home Rule movement which was started by Mrs. Annie Besant. Okay. So these are the things, we are going to learn from this lesson. The first of all, peasants revolts, otherwise, and tribal revolt. Yes. So introduction, what is given? Yes, in your book, what is given in that introduction part in the sense, in the lower classes, you might have learned about the personality Siraj ud Dawla. Yes, Siraj ud Dawla, black hole tragedy, whether you remembered or not, I don't know. Okay, Siraj ud Dawla, he is very famous. Okay, he was the author of that policy. Yes, a black hole tragedy. Okay, so this man, he was the Nawab of Bengal during the time of 1757. Okay, so 1757, it's very, very important year because that year only Battle of Plassey was occurred. Okay, Battle of Plassey was occurred. Yes, in the Battle of Plassey, who was defeated in the sense? Nawab of Bengal, Siraj ud Dawla. Yes, Siraj ud Dawla. Yes, how to read in the sense? Siraj ud Dawla. Yes, this personality, he got a defeat from the hands of the English East India Company. Okay, at the Battle of Plassey. Okay, so the battle, orchestrated. What is that? Orchestrated. What is mean by orchestrated in the sense of planned? Okay, orchestrated. What is the meaning? Orchestra. Orchestrated. Okay, planned by Robert Clive. Robert Clive, who in the sense, commander-in-chief of the, so those time in the sense 1757, around 1757, 1756 and all, this personality, Robert Clive, he was acted as the, commander-in-chief of the English East India Company. Yes, so this Robert Clive, he was the commander-in-chief of the English East India Company. This person only planned the battle. Okay, which battle? Battle of Plassey. This person, he got the support from Mirzafar. Okay, Mirzafar, who in the sense, here clandestine support. Clandestine support in the sense secret support. Secret. Okay, that is the meaning. Secret support from Mirzafar. Mirzafar only, the uncle of Siraj ud Dawla. Yes, and moreover, he was the chief of the, Mirzafar was the chief of the Nawab's army. Okay, so likewise it is given. Then Clive, Clive in the sense Robert Clive. Yes, he was the commander-in-chief of the English East India Company, like that I said, Yes, Clive was helped by the Jagat Seth. Jagat Seth in the sense in Bengal, money lenders are there. Money lenders in the sense already in the previous class I told, I think so, vattiki kadan kodupavargal. Okay, money lenders from Bengal. Those people also helped whom? Clive. Okay, so who were aggrieved in the sense, resentment, dissatisfaction, okay, adripti, okay, discontent. So these are the meanings and all we can tell for aggrieved. Who was aggrieved, that these people, Seth people, money lenders, totally they were disliked the Siraj Uddaula. That's what they were helped Robert Clive. That's what they were helped Robert Clive during the time of the Battle of Plassey. Yes, in between 1757 to 1760. Yes, in between 1757 to 1760, the company received, the company received, 22.5 million from Mir Jafar. Okay, 22, how much they got in British East India Company, English East India Company? 22.5 million from Mir Jafar. Yes, that he became the new Nawab of Bengal. Yes, after the death of whom? After the death of Siraj Uddaula, after the defeat of Siraj Uddaula, what happened? Mir Jafar, this man, he was the uncle of Siraj Uddaula, is Mir Jafar. He became the Nawab of Bengal. Okay, the amount, they got it from whom? Mir Jafar. Who got it? British East India Company, otherwise English East India Company. How much they got it? 22.5 million. That amount, they were used. Yes, during the time of the Industrial Revolution. Otherwise, propel, like that one word is given. Propel, what is the meaning? In the sense, drive. Okay, drive. Yes, invested. They were invested. The same money they were invested in the Industrial Revolution in Britain. Yes, Britain. In Britain, they were invested. Yes, our money. Yes, Indians' money, they were invested in Britain, English East India Company people. So, sorry, which rapidly in the sense quickly. Yes, it's quickly mechanized. So, with the help of this money only, British industry, British textile industry, it was quickly developed. But at the same time, in India, yes, on the other hand, in India, it was led to the path of deindustrialization. Deindustrialization, what is the meaning? In the sense, manufacturing, everything here, declined. Totally, it was abolished. Declined in the sense, came down and forced to create a market for the products manufactured in Britain. We are forced, yes, those people, the English East India Company people, forced us to create the markets for their products. Okay, their products everywhere, they are manufacturing in London, otherwise Britain. Okay, so those things and all, they have to sell into the market. Okay, so marketplace, where it is in India. Okay, so that's the thing. The plunder in the sense looted. Okay, the plunder of India by the English East India Company continued for another 190 years. Nearly another 190 years, they were plunder in the sense, what is that? Looted, kollayittanar, that's the meaning. Okay, plunder of India by the English East India Company continued. It was continued nearly more than 190 years. Another 190 years, like that they are telling. Okay, so in this lesson, the story of resistance and a varied range of response against the British rule in the Indian subcontinent from which year to which century, in the sense, the middle part of the early as well as middle part of the 19th century to the early 20th century. Yes, so what are the things are happened? What are the things are happened in between these centuries? Everything only we are going to learn from this lesson. First of all, we are going to learn about the tribal people resistance. Tribal resistance as well as peasants resistance. Today I have the plan to teach only 7.1 alone. Okay, children. Yes, 7.1, what are the things are given in the sense, while the urban elite is under the heading of peasants. Peasants in the sense, very well, farmers. Okay, peasants in the sense, what is that? Farmers. So farmers as well as tribal people in the sense, those who are living nearby the mountainous region as well as those who are living near in the forest. Tribal people, Malaywal Makkal. Yes, so the urban elite of India. Yes, so those time in the sense 1760, 1756, those time, urban elite in the sense people. Okay, urban in the sense city. Okay, city people. Okay, city people of India, in India, city people, they were busy. Okay, so they're busy with the Western ideas. Okay, Western ideas as well as rationality. Yes, which is good, which is bad, everything they came to know. That is the rationality. By engaging the various socio-religious reform movements were there at that time. Okay, they were involved themselves in that area. Okay, so whomever city people, educated people. Okay, so a far more aggressive response to the British rule emerged in rural India. But at the same time, in the rural India, yes, a rural India, you know what happened? Rural in the sense village area, what happened in the sense the people were agitated against the British rule. Okay, the traditional elites, what they taught in the sense the traditional people, okay, Palangala Makkal, okay, the olden period people, you know, and the peasants along with the tribals, they were revolted. They were revolted against the British. Yes, what for the how they were revolted in the sense, you know, they were conducted number of that processions, okay, against the British. Okay, then they were conducted number of processions and sense meetings and all, they were conducted against the British, as well as they were looted the British goods, looted in the sense plundered the British goods. They were not necessarily seeking the removal. They were not asking for the removal of British, but they need the restoration in the sense, what is the meaning restoration in the sense that they return back. Okay, which one they need in the sense of pre-colonial order before the arrival of the British, how it was, how India was. So that condition only they were like to get. So for that also, whomever fought in the sense the tribal people as well as peasants were fought. Okay, so there were nearly 100%, listen here, 100% uprisings. What is the meaning in the sense? A revolt. Uprising, what is the meaning? Revolt during the British rule. So they can be classified into following categories. So following categories is number of peasants uprisings were there. Number of in the sense nearly 100, like that they are telling. Among that, you know, only four four things, only four uprisings, revolts, four types of uprisings only given here. Okay, given in your book. So what are the things are there in the sense? Under that, the first point, you know, the first para, what is given in the sense, page number 76, you can check it, children. Restorative rebellion. What is mean by four types of the rebellions were there, children? Okay, more than 100 uprisings they were conducted, like that they are telling, against the British. Among that, you know, four types of the rebellion they were given in your book. Restorative rebellion. What is mean by restorative in the sense of bring back? Okay, and this type of the rebellion, you know, this type of the revolt, how it will be in the sense to restore, in order to restore old order as well as old social relations, they were conducted restorative rebellion. Okay, once again I'm telling, in order to restore in the sense bring back. Okay, restore in the sense, what is the meaning? Yes, bring back the old order as well as old social relations. Okay, old social relations, they were conducted the restorative rebellion. Okay, second thing, you know, religious movements. Okay, religious movements, in that what is given in the sense, it was conducted by, otherwise it was conducted by religious leaders who fought for the liberation of the local people. Yes, they fought for the liberation of the local people by restructuring the society on certain religious principles. Okay, so that is the religious movements. Okay, you know very well socio-religious movements. Yes, in the lower classes you might have learned, I think. Yes, Arya Samaj, Brahma Samaj, Theosophical Society. Yes, so those things and all. Okay, then so that's a religious movements. Such religious movements, it was conducted by the religious leaders. Those people, you know, they were fought for the liberation of the local people. Yes, by restructuring the society. Yes, restructuring, what is the meaning? This is organizing the society. Restructuring, what is the meaning? Organizing the society. Okay, so next what is given? Yes, next what is given? This is social banditry. What does mean by banditry in the sense? Banditry in the sense robbery. Okay, kollai. Okay, kollai border. Then social banditry, this is social robbery. The leaders of such movements were considered as the criminal by the British. Okay, so the British people, how they were considered? Those people were criminals, like that. Okay, they were considered as criminals. And the traditional elites, okay, so British people as well as the traditional people of India also, they were considered, those people, as criminals, like that. Okay, so at the same time they were looked upon by their people as heroes as well as champions of their cause. Okay, so because those people, the criminals like that, they were considered, now those people, they were fought for the welfare of the local people. So that's what local people, how they were thought. So these are our heroes like that. Okay, the last one, mass insurrection. Okay, mass insurrection. Insurrection, what is the meaning? A violent revolt. Okay, insurrection, what is the meaning? A violent revolt. Otherwise, uprising, like that also we can tell. Okay, usually leaderless and spontaneous revolt. Okay, so that is called as mass insurrection. Okay, the people. Okay, the people are there, but without the leader, they used to fight against the British. Okay, so these are the 4 types of the rebellions are there. The first one, restorative rebellion. Second one, religious movements. Okay, third one, social banditry. Fourth one, mass insurrection. Okay, then next what is given in the sense, next changes in the revenue system. Okay, so how it was happened. Yes, why it was happened, how it was happened, everything we are going to learn. The English East India Company restructured. Yes, they were restructured the Mughal revenue system across India. Yes, by using which one in the sense, permanent revenue settlement. Okay, in such a manner that it increased the, so this English East India Company people, they were restructured the Mughal revenue system, the tax collection, everything, they were changed. So the burden, yes, financial burden, Sumai. Okay, so financial burden, fell on the peasants. Okay, so there was no widespread system of private ownership of the land in pre-British India. Before the arrival of the British, there was no private ownership, but after the arrival of the British, they can say a private ownership. Okay, so that's a thing. Then subletting of land. What is meant by subletting in the sense? Subletting in the sense lease. Subletting in the sense lease. Okay, kuttagai kedapadu. Okay, the practice of letting out and subletting of land, complicated. Yes, complicated in the sense very difficult to understand. Okay, so this letting out, subletting. Okay, so lease, that's a meaning. It's very difficult to understand like that, they are telling. Okay, it's very difficult to understand the agrarian relations. Agrarian in the sense, that is the agricultural relations. The zamindar often, this is very, very important children, here listen carefully. The zamindar often lease out the land to many subordinate lots. Okay, so the zamindar, he is giving his land to many subordinate lots. That lots, they used to give to the peasants. So from the peasants, they have to collect the revenue plus that amount also. The land is, they are doing now everything. Okay, so cultivation, everything they are doing now. That amount also they have to collect it from the peasants, as well as the tax amount also they are collecting from the peasants. So who in return collected a fixed amount of revenue from the peasant. So this increased tax burden on the peasants. So this much only it is given. Under that peasant uprising. Peasants in the sense farmers. Peasants in the sense, what is that? Farmers. Farmers uprising. Uprising in the sense revolt. The peasant revolt began to erupt. Erupt in the sense broke out. Began to broke out in the early 19th century and continued till the very end of British rule in India. Very end in the sense till the 1947. Yes, till 1947 it was continued. Okay, it was continued. Which method? Peasants revolt. Okay, peasants revolted against the British people. So that method. Okay, so the first what is given in the sense under that A part, peasant uprising, Farazi movement. Yes, you can check this person's picture. Okay, Haji Shariatullah. Haji Shariatullah. So this person only, it's very, very interesting children. Listen carefully. So these are the, peasants uprising against the British people. Okay, peasants in the sense farmers. The next, B part, I think so, that one tribal uprising. Tribal in the sense the forest area and the people used to live now. So those people agitated against the British. So the first one, A part, what is given in the sense peasants uprising. Okay, peasants revolt against the British. This Farazi movement is who was launched in the sense, who started in the sense Haji Shariatullah in the year 1818. Okay, 1818. After the death of Shariatullah, who came into power in the sense his son. Okay, his son. Here, this person, Shaji Shariatullah, when did he die? 1839, he died. Okay, so that rebellion in the sense against Shariatullah, he led the revolt against the British. Okay, so that rebellion, it was led, okay, it was continued by his son Tudu Mian. Yes, Tudu Mian. Yes, so this person, what he declared, what he informed with the people in the sense, need not pay the taxes to the British government, not to pay tax like that, he declared. Okay, it gained the popularity, so he became very popular among the people. Okay, so what doctrine he told in the sense that land as well as all wealth, should be equally enjoyed by the common people. Okay, like that he said. Then Tudu Mian, what he told, he laid stress, emphasis in the sense stress. Okay, stress on the egalitarian nature. What does mean by egalitarian nature? Believing in the nature of religion. Okay, so believing in the nature of religion, and declared that land belongs to God. Okay, no one have the right to capture that one. Okay, so like that's the meaning. Land belongs to God, and collecting rent or levying taxes on it, therefore against the divine law, like that he declared. Okay, egalitarian nature of religion. What is the meaning in the sense? Just before only I told believing in the nature of religion. Okay, so land, everything belongs to God. No one have the right to interfere in that. Moreover, collecting taxes, levying taxes and all, it is against the divine law, like that he declared. Yeah, who? Tudu Mian, the son of Shahaji Shariatullah. Okay, then large number of persons were mobilized. They were moved through a network of village organizations after the death of Tudu Mian in the year. So Tudu Mian also died in the year 1862. Okay, so there was a revived by, yes, that rebellion was revived by Noah Mian. Yes, Noah Mian. So this person, he was the, he was the brother. Yes, he was the brother of Tudu Mian. This person, he was continued that rebellion against the British. Okay, the next under that Titumir. Yes, Titumir, another rebellion against the British. Wahhabi rebellion. Yes, Titumir, he was the leader of the Wahhabi rebellion in Paraset. Paraset is the name of the place. It is located in Bengal, West Bengal. Okay, yes, the Wahhabi rebellion, it was an anti-imperial in the sense edirana. Okay, anti-imperial in the sense anti-British and anti-landlord movement. Okay, so when it was originated, when it was founded, when it was established in the year 1827 in the Paraset region. Paraset in the sense, it's the name of the place. It is located in Bengal. It was led by an Islamic preacher. Yes, this person, Titumir, was the Islamic preacher. Yes, this person only was responsible for the Wahhabi rebellion, who was deeply influenced by Wahhabi teachings. Okay, he became an influential figure among the predominant Muslims. Okay, among the Muslims, this man, was popular. Okay, so here one word is given, oppressed under the coercive in the sense, what is the meaning? Coercive in the sense forceful zamindari system. Under the forceful zamindari system, he was oppressed, the forceful, zamindari system. Okay, who was opposed in the sense, who was Titumir was opposed. So this much only it is given, children. So the Farasi movement as well as the Wahhabi rebellion considered as the peasants' revolt against the British. So Farasi movement, so who was responsible? Haji Shariatullah. Haji Shariatullah was responsible. After the death of Haji Shariatullah, who came into power? This person's son, Tudu Mian. Okay, Tudu Mian came into power. After that, after the death of Tudu Mian, who came into power? His brother Noah Mian, yes, took in charge of Farasi movement against the British. Okay, the second thing I told, Wahhabi rebellion, where it was started in West Bengal, in Paraset area. Okay, who was responsible? Titumir was responsible. Okay, Titumir. This person, he was against the landlord system as well as the anti-imperial system. Anti-imperial in the sense against the British. So these are the things are given, children. These two things are considered. These two revolts are considered as a which rebellion? is a peasants uprising. Peasants in the sense farmers. Okay, the next what is given in the sense under the part of the B as well as C part, that tribal uprising, tribal people. Okay, so those who are lived in the forest area, those who are lived in the along the mountainous area, yes, on the foothills of the mountains. Okay, so those people, they were agitated against the British because of the policy of the British, it was happened. Okay, so tribal uprising in the sense, children, revolt. Okay, revolt we can tell, otherwise rebellion also we can tell, puratchi. Okay, under the colonial rule in the sense British rule. Okay, for the first time in Indian history, the British government, what mistake they made in the sense, they were claimed a direct proprietary right over the forest. They got a right over the forest. In the forest, what they are going to do in the sense, they are going to clear the forest, they are going to cut down the trees, and they are going to construct some buildings, so likewise they are going to utilize. For that only the British government ordered, otherwise claimed the direct proprietary in the sense ownership. Okay, proprietary in the sense, what is the meaning? Ownership. Okay, so the British rule and its encouragement, the British rule and its encouragement of commercialization. Just before I told commercialization, yes, without telling this word, I told they are going to construct the buildings as well as, through that, they are going to disintegrate. Okay, so demolish, otherwise distract the traditional tribal system. Okay, the tribal people, they used to live in the forest as well as the mountainous area. Yes, need not touch them, is it? But this British people, they were followed the policy. Yes, what policy? The government, claimed a direct proprietary right over the forest. So it encouraged the incursion in the sense attack. Okay, it encouraged the attack, ATTACK. Okay, so that is the meaning. Yes, incursion in the sense attack of tribal areas by the non-tribal people. Non-tribal people, who are they? Money lenders, traders, land grabbers, and contractors. Those people and all, what they did, they entered into the forest area. Okay, so no control was there, no, that's what they were entered. Non-tribal people, even they were entered into the forest. So this led to the wide loss of Adivasis land and their displacement from their traditional habitats. Okay, from their traditional places, they have to vacate. Okay, they should vacate. Yes, otherwise, they used to get, number of harassment from the hands of the non-tribal people. So that's all, immediately they have to vacate from their place, is it? So that was the reason for the tribal uprising against the British. Yes, the next what is given, this para you can check it, children. Coal revolt. Yeah, the first one, tribal people attack coal revolt and the coal uprising in the year, 1831. Yes, 1831 to 1832 it was happened. 1831 to 32 it was happened. Where it was happened? In the sense, in the Chota Nagpur region. Okay, Chota Nagpur region. It's a Chota Nagpur region in the sense, in geography you might have learned on this, I think so. Okay, that's a mineral resources available area. Okay, so it's place, it's very famous for the mineral resources. So as well as Singbam also, the iron and steel industries are there, as well as many raw materials available in the Singbam area. Minerals are available in the Singbam as well as Chota Nagpur area. At present, where it is located at Jharkhand area, Jharkhand as well as Odisha. Okay, under the leadership of the coal revolt, it was started under the leadership of Bin Roy and Singh Roy. So the Raja of Chota Nagpur, yes, what he did in the sense, the Raja of Chota Nagpur had leased out this person, this foolish king. Yes, the Raja of Chota Nagpur, what he did in the sense, he leased out to money lenders the job of revenue collection. Okay, so he gave the right to collect the taxes to the money lenders. Who gave? The Raja of Chota Nagpur. Okay, Raja of Chota Nagpur. Yes, so the what is happening here? The usury. Yes, usury. What is the meaning? In the sense, the practice of lending money. The practice of lending money as well as forcible eviction of tribals from their eviction in the sense, from that land they have to vacate. Okay, so that's the thing. Eviction of tribals from their land led to the discontent or dissatisfaction, otherwise resentment, otherwise adripti. Okay, resentment of coals. So here what they are telling in the sense, the Raja of Chota Nagpur, yes, Raja of Chota Nagpur, he had given the right to collect the taxes to the money lenders. So now who is responsible for collecting the money from the coals? Yes, the money lenders only responsible. Okay, so that was the problem there. Okay, the initial protest, okay, initially, they were started the agitation against the Raja as well as the money lenders. Okay, and resistance coals was in the form of plunder. Okay, the coal people, they are the rebel, they are the, they belongs to the they are the tribal people, no? So they were, started their attitude, the activities in the form of the plunder. Arson in the sense of burning of properties. They were, with that angry, they were, what they are doing. Yes, they were burned their properties in the sense, English East India Company's properties. And resistance calls was in the form, and attacks on the properties of outsider people, non-tribal people's property also they were, totally they were burning. Okay, so this was followed by the killing of money lenders and merchants. Okay, so money lenders they were killed as well as merchants also they were killed by the coals. Then the tribal leaders adapted in the sense following the various methods to spread their message, such as beating up their messages and all. They have to reveal, they were uneducated people, tribal people. How can they reveal their message? Yes, through that beating of drums. Yes, beating of drums only they could have reveal their messages. Accompanied this, accompanied, go somewhere by a warning to all outsiders to leave. Okay, how to leave from our place, like that they are giving the warning. Yes, anyway, finally what happened in the sense, the British people suppressed. Okay, the British people suppressed the rebellion with great violence. So coal revolt, under two people, it was there. Okay, it was happened, whomever in the sense, Bindrai and Sindrai. Okay, Bindrai and Sindrai, this person's only responsible, this person's only, under the leadership of this person's only, coal revolt was there against the king of Chota Nagpur, as well as the outsiders, as well as the non-tribal people, mainly whom? Against the English East India Company people. Okay, the second one, what is given in the sense, under that 2, yes, a 2, under the B part 2, second one, page number 77, you can check it, children. Santals. Okay, Santals like that. Santals, scattered in the sense, what is the meaning? Spreaded. Santals spreaded in various parts of the eastern part of India. Eastern part of India in the sense, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland, yes, those area. Okay, when forced to move out of their homeland during the process of creation of Zameen under the permanent revenue settlement. Clear? So under the permanent revenue settlement, they used to clear the forest area, okay, around the Raj Mahal hills. So that time, those people, the tribal people, they should come out, So it was led the oppression by the local police and European officers engaged in the railway construction. Yes, engaged in the railway construction. Here what happened? They were oppressed by they were agitated by they were oppressed by the local police. Okay, suppressed everything. Adakapatanar, that's the meaning. Oppressed by the local police and European officers. They were involved in the railway construction. Okay, so pushed out of their familiar habitat. Okay, familiar habitat in the sense, along the foothills of the mountains only they used to live. Okay, so they have to come out in the sense, it's very difficult only for them, is it? So that's the thing, the pushed out of their familiar habitat. The Santals were forced to relay, what is the meaning? Depend. Okay, depend. So again, afterwards they have to depend on the money lenders, because they don't know any work even, is it? So money lenders for their survival, subsistence in the sense survival. Soon they were trapped in the sense catch. Okay, otherwise caught, like that also past tense we can use. Okay, were catch in a vicious circle of debt and extortion. Yes, so much of, they don't know any other work, so that's what, debt was there. Okay, they, and moreover, practice of extortion. What is the meaning? This is practice of extortion, especially in the money. Okay, especially money. Okay, so besides this, Santals also felt neglected, okay, under the corrupt British administration and their inability to render justice to their legitimate grievances. Legitimate grievances in the sense legal grievances. Legally also they are very poor. Yes, no money even, no job even. So that's what, they were dependent upon the money lenders. Now, they were neglected under the corrupt British administration and their inability to render justice to their legal grievances. The next what is given, children, how it outbreak, otherwise broke out in the sense Santals, otherwise insurrection. Insurrection in the sense I told already, mass of insurrection in the sense leaderless revolt. Okay, so I told now 4 types of the rebellion. The 4th type I told, I think so, mass insurrection like that, usually leaderless and spontaneous rebellion like that, I said, I think so. Is it, children? So that only I am going to tell now. Yes, outbreak. Yes, how it broke out in the sense around 1854. The activities of social banditry in the sense looted, led by the person named Birsing. Okay, Birsing was reported from different places. These were directed against Mahajans as well as the traders. So see, this persons, 2 persons in photos are given, Sidhu and Ganu. Okay, Sidhu and Ganu. So the Santhal brothers, the both of them, Santhal brothers, in the year 1855, the both brothers, they had received a divine message. So what is the meaning? They got a message from the God like that, they proclaimed, they were declared. Okay, so asking them to lead the rebellion. God only told us to lead the rebellion like that, they are telling. Then by July 1855, the rebellion has taken the form of open insurrection. Okay, leaderless revolt only, it's called as insurrection. Open insurrection against the Mahajans, against the Zamindar, against the British officials. So what are the things they were used during the time of the fighting, in the sense, bows, poisoned arrows, axes, swords. So these are the things only they were used. And moreover, they were proclaimed that the company rule, was about to end. Okay, the company rule has to end like that, they were proclaimed. Moreover, the villages were raided and properties, so in response, okay, the counter attack, who had given? The British people. Okay, they were raided, the British people raided the properties of villages and destroyed their properties. Okay, so in the year 1855, an act was passed to regulate the territories occupied by the Santals. Okay, so this is very, very important. It's very, very important, children. 1855, an act was passed to regulate the territories occupied by the Santals. Okay, so the act, formed the territory into a separate division called Santal Bargana division. Okay, so in that division, they can be settled. Okay, they can be settled. So 1855, it's very, very important. An act was passed to regulate the territories occupied by the Santals. Okay, so what Bargana they were, set up in the sense, established in the sense, Santal Bargana division. Okay, yes, the next, so under this, Santal rebellion was there, Santal insurrection, Santal whole. Okay, so and under that, Sidhu, we learned Sidhu and Ganu. So these 2 people were responsible for this. Okay, moreover, what they were declared in the sense, they were declared, God only sent us to conduct the rebellion against the Rajas, Mahajans, Zamindars, as well as the British official. Finally, during the time of the war, they were used to bow, as well as, poisoned arrows, axes, as well as swords, everything. Okay, finally, this rebellion was suppressed by the British, but, they were passed on act in the year 1855. On the basis of the act, they were regulated the territories. Okay, regulated the territories of Santals. Okay, Santal Bargana division was established. Okay, children. Yes, the last one, Munda rebellion. Yes, last one. This is the last one, Munda rebellion, one of the prominent tribal rebellion. Okay, tribal rebellion of this period occurred in Ranchi. Okay, Ranchi. Yes, Ranji, the near Jharkhand only it is there. Okay, so it is otherwise called as Munda rebellion, otherwise called as Ulugulan rebellion. Ulugulan rebellion, otherwise great tumult. Great tumult. The Munda people, they were familiar with the cooperative in the sense, they used to join with others, cooperative or collective forming known as Gundukatti. Okay, Gundukatti. They were joined together. Okay, joined together, and then they are doing the agriculture. Okay, so that's the meaning. It was totally eroded by the introduction of the private ownership. So the British people, because of their policy, the private ownership was, established in those areas. That's what, the totally it was eroded. Otherwise, totally it was eroded. What is the meaning? Yes, totally it was wasted by the introduction of the private ownership of land as well as intrusion in the sense entered merchants as well entered, merchants entered. So because of that, this rebellion happened, otherwise occurred. The Munda people were also forcibly recruited as indentured laborers in the sense in order to learn a job. In order to learn a job, they were appointed, recruited in the sense appointed to work on plantations. Plantation in the sense, tea and coffee plantations area, they were appointed. Yes, they should know the work, that's what. So, in the year 1890s, the tribal chiefs offered resistance against the alienation of the tribal people from their land and the imposition of Beth Behari. Beth Behari in the sense, what is the meaning? They were considered as a forced labor. Okay, forced labor. So this movement received an energy, impetus in the sense, what is the meaning? Energy, when Birsa Munda declared himself as a messenger of God. So here, who declared himself as a messenger of God in the sense, Birsa Munda. Yes, so Birsa, this person, he claimed, yes, he claimed that he had a prophecy. Okay, prophecy in the sense, Tirkadarisi, like that they used to tell. Is it? And, and promised supernatural solutions to the problem of Munda people and the establishment of the Birsite Raj. So Munda leaders, utilized the cult of Birsa Munda. Yes, cult in the sense, what is the meaning? Silai. Okay, so the Munda leaders utilized the cult of Birsa Munda to recruit more people, to join more people to their cause. So a series of night meetings were held. Okay, so what they did in the sense, the Birsa Munda, under the leadership of Birsa Munda, the Munda rebellion was occurred. Okay, so on the Christmas day of 1889, okay, they resorted in the sense, they started, otherwise a turn to violence, turn to violence. So buildings were burned down and arrows were shot at Christian missionaries and Munda Christian converts. Okay, so some people used to convert their religion, Munda's area. Munda people, someone, used to convert their religion into Christianity. So those people also were attacked by these rebellions. Okay, soon police stations and government officials were attacked. So similar attacks were carried out over the next few months. But finally it was crushed by the English East India Company. It was crushed by the English East India Company. Moreover, Birsa Munda, he was arrested. Okay, so he was arrested. He was arrested in February 1900. This person, later he died in jail. Okay, so Birsa Munda, he became a folk hero. Okay, he became a folk hero like our Veerapandya Kattabomman. Okay, he became a folk hero who is this day as celebrated in many folk songs. Yes, the Munda rebellion prompted in the sense cast the British to formulate a policy on tribal land. So which policy they were formulated in the sense, the British people, the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act in the year 1908. On the basis of this act, it restricted the entry of non-tribal people into the tribal land. So hereafter, thereafter 1908 onwards, non-tribal people, they should not enter into the tribal people's land. Okay, so under this, what are the things we learned in the sense, Munda rebellion? Yes, a leader, Birsa Munda. Yes, under the leadership of Birsa Munda, they were rebelled against the British. On the, Christmas day of 1889, they were turned to violence buildings were burned down and arrows were shot at Christian missionaries, like that I said. And moreover, Munda Christian converts also suffered, yes, in this rebellion. Okay, the finally Birsa Munda, he was arrested, and when he was in jail, he died, like that I said. Moreover, this man, Birsa Munda, he became a folk hero. Yes, folk hero. The Munda rebellion, it was cast for the British to formulate the policy of Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act. Okay, the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act in the year 1908, it was restricted the entry of non-tribal people into the tribal people's land. Okay, so these are the things we learned, children, today. Okay, question answers, later in the next class we can mark, children. Yes, when you are getting the time, please learn, give equal importance to all the subjects, then only you can achieve. Okay, yes, the next class I am going to teach about the 7.2 as well as 7.3, I think so. Okay, so the homework is this time, homework, the last lesson, this is history part, unit 6 I started now. Excluding essay, everything learn. Excluding essay, everything learn. Okay, children, thank you.